This is Chris Hansen.
This is TJ Hushmanzada.
Chad doing Rip City Radio here.
This is Jamie Hudson.
And I need to let y'all know something. You're listening to.
And you're listening to.
It just makes sense.
This just makes sense.
It just makes sense.
Woo! Way better than Chris Hansen.
Yeah, seriously.
Some people do this for the love of the game. I think that we just do this so that we can drink on weekdays.
Every day is a day of reckoning? What? Because of a 30-yard pass for a first down, Gus? And he looks me up and down. He goes, "You're hella vaccinated up, aren't you?"
You know what else is rude? Both of you talking about how you went through a fat phase, and I don't know when I'm going to get out of it.
We're 30 years into this.
Yeah, maybe I'm just not applying myself, huh?
The show about conspiracy theories made by former lovers.
They make you want to scream. It just makes sense.
It makes me want to scream, "Fix your audio. You're on episode 95. Get a mixer."
That's a teaser for season 3. That's the energy we're bringing.
Sportsmanship is way overrated. Winning is what's rated.
Oh, yeah. You would think that after now having this new set that we would be a little bit above these TikTok or Instagram filters. But
What new set?
am I missing something? Are you missing something?
Oh, this old thing?
Oh, this thing. For those of you watching on the YouTube.
Ta-da!
Ta-da. We're fancy now. We've got the lighting. We've got a backdrop.
Why are you yelling?
I don't know. It's really, I was kind of like almost trying to burp while I was trying to...
The burp just projected.
The burp talk. You ever do the burp talk?
No, it's shout out. Shout out to Ashley. This stuff looks incredible. The table runner, the backdrop is fucking massive.
She made it all.
If you're not liked, subscribed, all that stuff to the YouTubes,
You're missing out.
yeah, I
Big
know.
time.
Especially maybe like and subscribe so that then we can find a way to pay for this again.
Yeah. You can see my new shoes, too.
I know, man. The amount of times that you have asked us to acknowledge those shoes tonight.
Well, they're very nice.
Yeah, they complement the.
Yeah, you ever owned Jordans before?
This is my second pair. Jordan 1s. Very proud of myself.
Yeah. Miguel, how's that mic doing for you? Need it adjusted?
I've given up.
Well, while they're doing that, as you can see on our new, very cool sign that was made by Ashley, we have our 2 presenting sponsors, Scrimmage and Boneyard. We are very thankful for their contribution to this podcast. If you're in Bend, if you like beer, get Boneyard. It's probably what's best for you. Let's be honest with each other. And if you like sports and you like gambling, there's no better place to check that shit than Scrimmage. Use our link. It'll help us. Are we good?
That was beautiful. Thank you for buying me some time.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Boneyard, here's some RPM for you.
Holy shit.
That sounded that's the best beer crack we've ever had on this.
I mean, one of the best.
Yeah.
It's probably because this old mic stand is set up real nice and tight. Look at that. Boom.
Hella tight.
Look at that. As we both know, we're going to do things a little bit differently this week.
We sure are.
For the punishment, I realize that some people, disappointingly, might not listen to all of our podcast. So I want to kind of tease. If you don't usually listen to the end of every podcast, one of the funniest moments of the each week, in my opinion, is the punishment.
Correct.
Every week, we have a big Google spreadsheet that we do probably upwards of 30, 40 picks on every NFL game.
48.
48. There we go.
Sure.
On every NFL game, on all top 25 college games, and also any local games that might not be in the top 25, Oregon State. Anyways, so every week, whoever loses those picks by percentage has to take on a punishment. So this week, unfortunately, it was Miguel. And what we are going to do is we are going to bring back a punishment that we have done in the past. I'm pretty sure we haven't done it since season 1 or early season 2.
There's only one person who has not done it yet, and that is... Okay, because you haven't done it, right? Or maybe you did.
I don't like this.
I think we've all done it.
I don't know. I think I know what this is, and I don't like
What
it.
do you think it is?
The shock.
The shot collar. The shot collar is coming back. But what we are going to do is we're going to give Miguel an opportunity to lessen the amount of shocks he gets through this episode.
Correct.
So I have...
Wearing it the whole fucking time?
Yes.
Yes.
Turn up your AC.
Take off the hoodie. Anyways, I have come up...
tested to see if this works, but it's charged, so.
Good. It works. It works. But I'm going to give Miguel a trivia question, basically to name like the top 25, top 30 of something. I will give him 3 categories that he can choose from, and he gets 5 strikes. Once you use your 5 strikes, however many left of that top 25 or top 30, whatever, that's how many buzzes you get throughout the rest
This is going to
of
suck.
today's
Can I feel it in my
episode.
hand?
We'll start at 15.
Get your hand out.
For the test. Ready?
Did that work?
Yeah, but that's going to be on my neck.
It will be.
It will be.
Fuck. man.
However, you have the chance,
To buy it down.
and again, you have 5 strikes to work with, which is a lot.
What's the reward? It's a 2-hour-long episode. I get to knock it down by how long?
You're knocking down, so there's a potential of you getting shocked upwards of 30 times.
Oh, my God.
Do you understand? So here's what we're
I
working
don't
with.
want to understand.
You have 3 categories to choose from. 1 is retail. 2 is music. And 3 is sports.
I just get to choose one. This
Yeah,
isn't
and
gonna
I will tell you that there is one category that's probably easier, one category that's medium, and one category that's hard. I'm not going to tell you which is which. However,
I'm going to assume that you made the sports category hard. Retail and what?
music.
I have to assume you would think I would choose sports, so that would be the hardest one. I'll just go retail.
Okay.
To be fucking cute, which is probably going to backfire.
Well, I will say that the other options had the most possible answers. So you're dealing with the least number of possible shocks. So it's top 25, okay?
Okay, Alex.
So you have 25 answers, 5 strikes to work with. Name the top 25 largest retailers in the U.S.
Is it timed?
You got to be quick. We can't have this take up half the episode.
Right. And so what happens with the strikes again? So
So if he gets
verify
one,
what's
so
going
if he
on
gets
there.
one wrong, that's a strike. Once he gets to 5, he's done.
Is
Whatever
this-
is left of the answers that he hasn't guessed, that's how many shocks he gets.
Is this
So
also online or just brick and mortar retailers?
Let me. So it's brick and mortar as well.
So right now, if he doesn't get a single thing right, he has 25 shocks. Okay.
Yep.
So that's where we're
Name
at.
the 25 largest retailers in the U.S. based on worldwide sales.
So online included, obviously.
Yeah. Yep.
Amazon,
Correct.
eBay,
Wrong. That's strike 1.
Okay. So you're at 24 shocks right now, with 4 more strikes to go.
retailers. Macy's? That's bad.
Correct.
Yeah. Right. Right now, they still might be.
Target?
Yep.
All right. You're down to 22 shocks.
Costco?
Correct.
21.
Fred Meyer?
Incorrect.
And I guess that would be Kroger. So you're at 21 with.
Well, I wouldn't go so far to assume that, Peter. He said
Oh.
Fred Meyer, and
All
Fred
right.
Meyer is incorrect.
Got you. That's
That's 2 strikes.
Okay. 2 strikes and 21 shocks.
Did I say Kohl's?
No, you did not.
Did you say Coles?
You have not said Coles.
Coles.
Strike 3.
Fuck me. This sucks.
21 shocks.
Peter
2 more
literally
strikes to
just
go.
said one of the answers.
Yeah.
Kroger.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, no, the thing is I thought that you may have been trying to reverse psychology him to then get a strike out of him.
No.
But apparently not. All right.
So that's what?
20 shocks,
4 strikes.
4 strikes.
Apple.
Correct.
19.
Samsung.
That's strike 5. 19 shocks. And just to go through real quick, Walmart, Amazon, Kroger, Home Depot,
Walmart.
Costco, Walgreens, Target, CVS, Lowe's, Albertsons, Apple, Rolled
Safeway.
Del Hayes,
Never even heard of that
never
one.
heard
We'll
of
have to
that
look
one.
that one up.
Publix, Best Buy, Aldi, Dollar General, HEB, TJX Companies, Dollar Tree, Ace Hardware, Meijer, ShopRite, 7-Eleven, Macy's, AT&T.
I get stuck on the retail part, and I tend to not include like where you would get groceries.
Sure.
So like I wasn't sure about
Yeah.
Safeway and.
Well,
all
you
those
said
others.
Costco.
I know, but Costco
There's
sells
a lot
way
there.
more than
Sure.
food.
True. Okay, so now the punishment will begin. Put on
19 throughout the episode. We'll immediately take it to 18 as we.
Punch it.
Is it vibrating?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
All right, don't do that shit yet.
Okay, I won't.
So put it not around you, like you can unbuckle it.
Oh goodness.
And then you're going to tighten that thing up.
You tighten shit up.
You tighten up.
You tighten up.
You tighten up.
Oh goodness.
Can it be in the back?
It can be wherever you want.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want it that close to your brain stem, but
Where's my brain stem?
at the back. Connects to the spine.
Ow! That's
All right, I'm gonna vibrate it. You ready?
Yeah. Okay.
Vibrate.
Okay.
That already scared me.
Wait, do the shock. Do the shock. Oh my god, dude. That's, it's not just on your neck. It's not just on your neck. It's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've never had this on since. You're not hearing me?
No, I got
we
you.
are.
I just wanted to make sure.
I've never had this as a punishment. You feel that
I'm pretty
thing?
sure it was just me and Pete.
18.
It's
is
like
where we're at
someone's
now.
grabbing
18.
your face.
A little bit.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
and
like
you like
itchy.
feel it in the
Am
tips
I
of your fingers.
Am I not gonna know when you do it?
No.
You won't know.
Oh, you know what? You guys
Yeah.
can go fuck yourselves.
Well, we've both done this.
Right. But then
And
there's
you-
like a beeper too, right?
Yeah,
The beeper.
Yeah.
I feel like Mookie. Okay.
How is this the vibrate?
I'm not going to be able to focus on this entire
Yeah.
episode if I have
No,
this
you
on.
got it. You got it.
You're good.
You got to
You're
give
good.
full
You're good. You're
commitment,
good.
or
You're
else we'll shock you. Maybe we don't. Maybe we get so entranced in your
Yeah, we could leave
you
some
know,
on the
your
table
takes. We might forget about it with your beautiful stories.
here. No.
17.
All right. I just wanted a chance
17.
to do it. All
I
right.
17.
don't like
Okay.
that. I don't like
Let's
that
get this thing
feeling
going.
at
Let's
all.
get this thing going.
Welcome to It Just Makes Sense, presented by Boneyard Beer. We were talking about the
And scrimmage.
yeah, in scrimmage. There they are. You see it.
Yeah.
This
You
point.
see it, you know it.
Yeah. We were. Why am I the one who's so jumpy
That's
tonight?
16. You don't do that again, all right? You don't do that again.
I was
Bad
testing
boy.
what it was
Bad
for.
boy.
All right.
Oh man,
I'm on edge.
I'm on edge. Like I mean, like the fact is, you've made me jump a couple of times. So, let's see. We were talking about these retail stores here, and I saw that there was a study where these fast food restaurants have the best drive-thrus. Do you guys have any guesses on who has the best drive-thrus?
Dairy
As it
Queen.
comes to speed, yeah, service and speed.
I think
and such.
the two obvious ones are In-N-Out and Chick-fil-A.
You are absolutely correct. Not only that, another one, Taco Bell, very fast.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's
true.
So Chick-fil-A was the clear leader.
Well, it's because
would've thought?
those damn Christians are so nice while they're serving you their chicken. You know?
Dunkin' Donuts, one of my favorite places to reference on this podcast, was right up there with them.
That was I think our first trivia experience on this
Sure
podcast.
was, yeah.
For what punishment?
Was it? What
It was
the
between the two
punishment?
of you.
Oh, no. It was in the office, and that was for the buzz balls.
It was for the buzz balls.
Yeah.
It was for the buzz balls. But yeah, Chick-fil-A has it. Like the fact that they can convince that many young people to just like drink the Kool-Aid and give in to like this is just the way things are done.
They're all religious too.
They're
think? All very religious.
You think that all employees at Chick-fil-A
If
are
you
hardcore?
If you go to a Chick-fil-A drive-thru and you like talk negatively about yourself, if you're like, oh, I'm looking so ugly right now, or I'm like so fat and I'm here.
I'm having such a bad day.
You know what? They will go not only religious but like Southern on you. They'll be like, "Don't you talk that mess? Don't go talking that mess."
Is that what they say?
Yes.
I'm
that
only
what they say?
positive at Chick-fil-A's. I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
I always have a smile on because they're so happy.
You haven't run into a
I'm
peachy
gonna-
dude from Georgia that's gonna tell you, "Don't you talk
All-
that junk?
Don't you talk that bull junk around me."
Don't you talk that mess? God created everyone equally."
Have you ever caught anyone not saying "my pleasure"?
At Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, and then they would no, because then they would get murdered.
Is that
My pleasure?
how it goes?
Yeah, I mean, you knew that, right?
I've never done a Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
Really?
Yeah,
But
no,
you've
it's-
been to a Chick-fil-A.
Everything I just said before that, I just made that shit up.
Oh. It's good to know.
That's a lie though. You've definitely been to a Chick-fil-A drive-thru.
I haven't.
You just go in.
But they
deliver?
always say "my pleasure." They literally like
I've
you say
either
thank
gone
you, they
in
say
or
"my
gotten
pleasure."
it
That's the
delivered
thing.
or gotten it picked up. I've never sat through a drive-thru.
But they say it when you go inside too.
Oh, sure. Maybe I just didn't pay attention.
Or maybe you just never say thank you to them.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, I always say thank you. How dare you? I'm a polite motherfucker.
Well, then they say "my pleasure."
Yeah. Well, it
That's
sounds
how
like
it
you're saying
goes.
thank you for you if you don't hear the response.
That's how it goes. But the fastest drive-through, by the way, McDonald's at 107 seconds on average.
Yeah, because
Wow.
everything at McDonald's is cold.
Yeah, exactly. I was surprised to see that there was one on the list, which was KFC, because I wouldn't necessarily I guess maybe the chicken's pre-prepared or something
KFC
like that.
drive-thru.
KFC was right there as well. But KFC bringing back a fan favorite.
Did you just say pre-prepared?
Pre-prepared.
Isn't that a little redundant? It's prepared.
Okay, fine. Pre-prepared.
But you
Okay,
can
continue.
But you can
They
prepare,
prepared it.
You,
You
can
c-
prepare something that's prepared. What do you
Oh
when
my
you get a
gosh,
TV?
Now my brain is breaking.
When you get a TV dinner, that's already prepared when you get it, right? But you still have to heat it up. That you're preparing something prepared.
Prepared. Don't shame me on
It's like
this.
the-
Pre-prepare. To prepare or produce in advance. To pre-prepare.
Be prepared.
Oh my gosh. Don't try and outdo
I'm
this.
just asking. I'd never heard somebody say that. Please continue. I apologize for going off track.
You've never heard of Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
What do you think you call it when you poke holes in the condom wrapper?
I've never thought of it that way, and now I get it.
The Kentucky Fried Chicken is bringing back their fried chicken wraps. All right.
They are?
They are. A fan favorite.
Are
That's
those?
that one's
Have
coming
you
back.
had those? I've never had them.
Really?
Not the wraps.
they're
It's kind of
good.
like a snack wrap, which I see people trying to order snack wraps in a backwards way online these days, where people go, "I know that you can make this," but they won't for whatever reason.
You know why KFC? You said they're also one of the fastest, right?
Yes.
Because they just slop that death bowl like 0.5 seconds with the mashed potatoes and the
Yeah.
corn and the chicken.
Yeah.
It's just like a bucket of shit that they have on the ground and they scoop it up.
The famous bowl?
Yeah, the
You
death
don't like
bowl.
those?
I'm not saying I don't like them. It's just That's a death bowl.
Yeah. So previously called the Twister Wrap, is now coming back as the Kentucky Fried Chicken Wrap. A
Well,
classic wrap, a macaroni and cheese wrap that combines a chicken tender with the most popular dish, and a wrap that combines a chicken tender with coleslaw.
That sounds gross.
It kind of does, actually.
I'd
but
want their coleslaw separate from everything.
Their coleslaw is trash.
Their coleslaw's good.
You're crazy.
Who has better biscuits? Does KFC or Popeyes have better biscuits? Yeah.
Actually, fuck both of them. Church's has better biscuits.
Okay. I haven't had Church's in a minute.
We don't have one anymore.
Right, yeah. I think the last time I had it was on the road in Texas.
You know why Church's biscuits were very good? Because it can kill you. One biscuit's like 600 calories.
I don't think that you can,
without butter.
I don't think that you could beat a Texas Roadhouse or like the ones like the yeast rolls with like the honey butter and all that. That's not fast food. That's sit down restaurant.
Yeah, that's Texas Roadhouse.
It's
for sure.
So good.
So
fast
good.
casual.
The honey butter. Ooh.
The honey butter. Now don't you go talking that mess.
Yeah. Let's see. You were talking about turning the air conditioner on. We're coming off of a weekend. It's middle of October. It's too damn hot at this point.
Yeah, it's also hot in here because we have a lot of lights.
We do have a lot of lights.
And I'm getting shocked. So I'm
Right. We were at a
sweating.
1-year-old's birthday party this weekend, and it was 80 some odd degrees.
It got up to 86.
I
I'm pretty
like
sure.
it. I swear to, if we miss autumnal weather, I'm going to lose my godforsaken mind.
You think we're just gonna skip it, go straight to snow and rain?
Maybe.
That's not how it works.
I don't think that's how it works, Pete.
No, but sometimes like I want the
You just want it to match up with your timeline.
yes. I'm like a
September, October.
right. It's like when you kind of think about like the tailgating or college football, you want that crispness in the air, all of that.
You're trying to get off some fall fits.
Yeah, I am a basic bitch when it comes to fall.
You
I'm
can get the Febreze to crisp up the air too.
Oh, I suppose you're
You know
right.
what I mean?
How many
But-
pumpkin spice lattes or drinks have you partaken in?
I have had one pumpkin spice latte that was hot. I have had a number of pumpkin cream cold brews.
Wow.
Nitro cold brew.
Nitro cold brew with a pumpkin cream cold foam.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
It's quite bougie.
Do you think venti means large?
Because it doesn't.
All of the coffee talk. The coffee talk reminded me of that video that we've seen recently about people going onto BYU's campus and asking them about, like, would you rather drink coffee or like a gallon of cooking oil or something like that? But the one that comes to mind, which is what we were talking about this weekend, was the people being asked whether or not they would rather die an excruciating, painful death or watch a porn video. And the majority of them were saying that they would rather die a
They're all
painful,
liars.
excruciating death. And of course they're lying, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be lying.
Absolutely.
They probably think their bishop is going to watch that video. So they're
Right,
not-
very
yeah, they
true.
know that they're on video at that point, so.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a lie. All of them have seen porn videos. Actually, I will say there was definitely some kids I grew up with that did not do that. So I would say there's probably maybe 10% of them that are being honest. But
Okay, so I need to run another thing by you, because as I was watching one of these videos, a guy talked about Provo pushing. Have you ever heard the term Provo push?
Like dry humping?
Yes. Dry humping is Provo push.
Is that what you called it?
I've never heard it
Yeah.
referred to as
Yeah,
that.
he was-
I've heard of dry humping, durfing. Durfing was the big
What about
one.
the
Everyone knows about soaking.
Levi loving?
Levi loving.
Yeah.
Sure. I just had not heard of Provo push.
Me neither.
Yeah. that
Must be
was-
a new one.
When you say soaking, though, are you like, is that getting wet from dry humping that you can
No.
only call
No,
it
that's
soaking?
That's
no,
the thing.
that's-
Like it's actual like penetration,
yeah,
and
that's
you're just like
P-
not moving.
PNV with no pumping.
Right.
Just marinating, soaking in there.
But then apparently, if people jump on the bed. Or
Yeah,
something
there's
like
bed
that.
jumpers.
There's bed jumpers.
So
that
like
would create the movement.
yeah. So your friend who's jumping on the bed is creating the friction.
But what's the point?
Unbelievable.
That it's
To get around saying that you've never had sex.
There
But,
was
like,
no
once you-
intent.
Right.
So
I mean, the intent would be would be the penetration. wouldn't
well,
it?
yeah, duh.
Yeah. I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know, because personally for me, that was always something that we like heard about every once in a while, but we never knew of anybody doing that. It was either people would derf or dry hump, or they would just have sex. There wasn't really, an in between.
You're already in there. You think you're not committing a sin by not pumping?
Yeah, it's so
Right, yeah.
That's what kind of my point. I've heard about this. It's become a lot more popular. At least people talking about it. I kind of think that it's like a wives' tale,
Sure.
folklore.
Right, that people
A
talk
myth?
about doing. Yeah, a myth. What is DERF a combination of? Right, it seems like
dry fucking, DRF, derfing, because they don't say the F word.
Oh, okay. So
dry effing.
DRF.
So they would say dry effing, derfing.
Two doofuses surfing.
I thought it was like a surfing reference. I didn't quite get it.
Derfing.
Well, speaking of penetration, Miguel, you penetrated the Canadian border this weekend
I
or
did.
this past
Whoa.
week. Yeah.
I got deep in there.
Yeah? Tell us.
Was not consensual. But
Well,
no.
let's remind people your name for a moment. Juan Miguel Lopez is your full name. When you have never had a travel experience, whether it be by plane or now crossing a border,
Driving to Canadian land.
that has gone well. So
No, because
tell us about this time.
when they apparently my name in the database, in this national database that they have, a lot of Juan Miguel Lopez, or Juan Lopez, they're wanted for shit.
Right. And like Canada's like an Interpol country, so they have like all of this, terrorist screening and stuff. Yeah.
And then you take my name, and then you look at me, just a big brown man. You put the two together, people are typically suspicious.
Right. And so they made you guys get out of your car.
Yeah, so
They separated you and your girlfriend.
we were in line at the border, through Blaine, Washington, to go into Vancouver, BC, and we're watching all these people with their passport, handing it over to the guard. Like, okay, enjoy your time. Boom, they go. And then it was our turn. We hand ours over, and they start asking questions. Like, is it just you two and your dog in the back seat? Do you have anything in the car that you shouldn't have, like drugs, weapons, whatever, alcohol, whatever you have?
Right.
Nope.
Not
Answer-
uncommon questions, but like usually that's
Yeah.
just like a formality.
The questions at the gate were not a problem. We
Sure.
expected those.
Yeah.
But then he said, well, since it's your first time in Canada, we're going to ask you to do a secondary inspection. So go ahead and pull up to lane 3 and then go into the office. So I'm like, well, we're not going to leave Mookie in the truck. So I asked Ashley, can you go? They probably just want to see our paperwork. I'll stay in here. My cell phone didn't have service as we just crossed the border. Apparently Ashley gets nervous with these types of things. So even when she's not guilty of anything, she gets really anxious where
Right.
it looks like she's hiding something.
Yeah, I know. And she's, naturally introverted as well. So,
Yeah.
And you're trying to think of like, what is the right balance of being friendly and cordial versus looking, sketchy or anything like that.
Right.
Are you being nice because you're trying to hide something, or is the fact that you're not saying much because you're trying to
Do you
hide
want
something?
to be more detailed with your answers? Do you want to be short, like what looks good, what doesn't look good,
Yeah,
whatever?
Exactly.
So she comes out and she's like, you need to be in there. So I go in and the guard's like, do you have a dog in the truck? And I'm like, yes. She's like, go ahead and put him in one of the kennels out front, which I didn't like because they like barely lock. They're just shitty crates.
Right. Yeah, there are these little makeshift
And I was
crates.
worried that Mookie would freak out and break out and take off. But I get in there and they start. They're like, can you untuck your undershirt? We need to see your waistline. We need to see your pockets. Take off your hoodie. we needed to. So they have all of our paperwork, and they start asking you questions. So the questions and the overall atmosphere in there is completely different than the gate. They're asking you questions here like you're already a suspect.
Sure.
And she's like, once we search your truck, are we going to find any drugs, weapons, anything? I'm like, no. And she's like, what's your relationship with Ashley Collins? How long have you two been together? Do you live together? Whose dog is Mookie? I mean, all these personal things.
Right.
And then she's like, have you ever been arrested? And I'm like, no. She goes, really?
Wow.
I'm like, are we at a roast?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I asked to use the bathroom, and they were even weird with that. They're like, sure, I guess. Here's the code, all this shit. So they go in and search my truck, and I had to go back up to the counter a couple times because they had to confirm my social security number. They did a background check on me.
Wow.
That's stacks of fucking paper. And then after about 30 to 45 minutes at the border, at the office, they're like, okay, you can go. And we go back to our truck. Everything is ransacked.
It's ransacked.
They unzipped my bag, took out all the clothes. All my shoes were in the truck bed.
They
Nothing.
dumped it.
Yep. It was
nice.
It was a big, you're not welcome here.
Yeah.
You might as well turn the fuck
not
around.
Welcome to Canada. And that's the thing. So, okay, how many other people had been secondarily screened? Were you the only ones?
There were other people sitting in there. We were the only ones that I saw got searched.
Right.
But
the other ones might be like more random versus like they pinpointed
when I tell people these stories, there's always the people that are like either really uncomfortable hearing this or in denial when they're like, you're fucking with me. That doesn't happen. But I'll tell you this. There wasn't one white person in that office.
Yeah.
Well,
not one.
And I think the best part of this story, in my opinion, is tell them what they didn't find.
Yeah. God damn it. So we were all together.
Because of you? Oh, Did he
But here's the
bootstrap
thing.
you?
There's no fucking way they didn't check my glove box. Because that's one of the things you would check once you're searching. If you're searching a car, that's one of the first things you would look at. That's where people put their guns or whatever it is. But we were all together for Jesse's daughter's birthday on Saturday, and we got together at Mitch's. And I had Ashley was looking for a pen so we can write on her birthday card. So she opens my glove box, and a weed pen falls out.
Oh, fun.
And
I wonder whose that was.
Naturally, I know whose pen that was, and I know that it was in there the entire trip. Because the last time Braxton was in my truck was last time we recorded before we left.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, there's no way that they didn't see that. And I feel like if they did, they would make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, I know, especially because
somehow
you
they
would have
missed
technically have lied to them.
Exactly.
Well,
Boy,
marijuana is federally legal in Canada. So if they might have seen it and just been like, oh, that's not really what we're looking for. Or they just didn't see it. But I will say, I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, a blue pen. And I was like, I haven't had a blue pen in a long time. And I went out there, and that pen has probably been in your truck for like a year.
There you go. Okay, so now that you made it into Canada, it sounds like after that, everything went fine.
Yeah, we kind of got thrown off in the first night, and then after that, we
Making sure it's still on.
Mm-hmm.
We were kind of thrown off course. The first night wasn't the greatest because of that, and then everything else was great. It was a great trip overall.
What was your best bite? I always like to ask people that. What was your best bite?
We talked about that too. It was Max's. It's a chain restaurant in the Philippines. It's like a not fine dining, but you know what I mean. Like you sit down and it's like the home style cooking.
Sure.
But a chain. So that was definitely mine.
Nice.
I'll tell you Ashley's, and it was a wood-fired pizza food truck outside of a dog-friendly brewery that we went to.
Interesting. Were the dogs allowed inside too?
No, they had a little turf patio set up
Gotcha.
outside.
Were you shocked that your favorite bite was from a chain restaurant?
No, because I don't. Oh my God.
He stumbled over it even. He stumbled over it. You knew it was coming.
I was trying just not to
Were you
laugh.
shocked? Were you shocked? Were
I
you
can't see
shocked?
your face, but it grabs your whole face. I don't like it.
What is that? 16?
16 now.
Okay.
What? We were at 16 before.
No, we weren't.
No, I don't count. I only call Max as a chain because there's more than one. But it's not. It doesn't taste or feel like a chain restaurant.
Yeah.
It actually feels kind of.
But it was a great trip overall. It was nice to have Mookie with us, and he was well behaved for the most part.
I'm glad you could make it back to my homeland, Miguel.
Yeah. I felt welcomed by your people.
Thank you. I'm glad.
We were very surprised because, you know, for the last 36 years, we've been hearing how nice Canadians are. And that was not the case.
Not the case as soon as
Well,
you got
I think
there.
we can all agree that Border Patrol is not a great representation of the citizens
true.
within that country.
Right.
She
Well,
Ashley did
U.S. Border Patrol, especially on the southern.
Ashley did look it up too on our way back. They're like, this is what you expect when you cross the border. They're not customer service people. They're border agents. They're not going to be nice to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Well,
At least
they
you're-
proved that.
Yeah.
You see any bears while you were up there?
Did I see any bears?
Yeah, I feel like there should be a lot of bears in
Only when
Canada.
I got out of the shower and I was like, wow, baby.
How did I get this furry?
You didn't get up to Vancouver Island,
No. Oh. What do you mean?
like where Alone was filmed?
Oh, no, we didn't get that far.
Okay.
No.
The reason why I asked about the bears was as a way of segueing, as a way of talking about.
You
a
could
new
have just
topic.
segued.
I could have, but I
could have just got on the segue.
wanted to- I do feel like that there's a inordinate amount. There's a surplus of bears in Canada that we're not talking about. But
Yes.
we have talked about Fat Bear Week
We have.
on this podcast before. We
yeah.
have taken
What
bets
were
on
their-
it. We have.
Some of the best names.
I mean, we can take a look at Fat Bear Week.
Well, and
names.
just wait till you hear what happened, Miguel. Things have gotten quite controversial.
They have. One of them was named Chunk, which is a good one. Grazer, Walker, Holly, Otis.
Oh, I remember Otis.
Divot.
I'm pretty sure Otis won last year.
Yeah, Divot. Let's see, who else do we got?
They had a lot of numbered ones
Yeah,
this year.
just like there was 335, which maybe just younger ones that Holly doesn't have. Other ones don't have names. 747, man, 747.
747, I thought was going to go deep. Didn't make it out of the
What are
first
the
round.
numbers?
I think that they're just like ID
They're
numbers.
they're
They don't.
tag
they're
numbers.
tag numbers, so they don't have. Well, anyways, there is some controversy surrounding Fat Bear Week 1, Magoo. A recent story that was put out by the Rolling Stone said that unknown persons sent over 7,000 spam votes from fake emails in an attempt to sway the outcome of Fat Bear Week.
That's dedication.
Whomst amongst us.
The National Park Service says it's the first attempt to undermine their process, and they are trying to preserve fat bear democracy.
Yeah, well, guess what?
sons of
They're never
bitches.
going to catch us.
They're never going to catch us.
They don't even watch this shit.
Yeah, they'll never know.
They'll never fucking know.
I needed Otis to win, so fuck
I know.
you.
Yeah, so over 9,000 spam votes.
And who was it for?
Otis.
I didn't
No,
get-
Otis won last year.
Oh, this is for this year?
Yes.
Let's see. Who was it for?
This just Fat Bear Week was, I think the finals were last week or the week
So who
before.
was the winner?
This just happened. And I also heard that there was some controversy because they have live feeds of the
They do.
bears
Yeah.
at their like number one feeding spot. And the bear that had won or was in the lead or was getting all these votes, people had seen this bear like at the live feed, and it was nowhere close to as big as it was in the photos. So there was also some controversy around that. Was the photo actually the same bear? Were they trying to, was this an inside job? It's been, I mean, the controversy surrounding rivers and streams recently is abnormal.
By the way, to pay off who the votes were for, they did not release who the votes were for.
Because they found out that it was rigged.
Yeah, it says it appears, and this is from the Katmai National Park that tallies this up, says it appears someone has decided to spam the Fat Bear Week poll, but fortunately it's easy for us to tell which votes were fraudulent. We have discarded the fake votes, and today's official totals are 747 with 37,940 votes, and 435 was 30,430.
That's dedication, though. You got to give. I
Yeah.
respect that person. For
Because
trying
what
to
do they
scam it.
gain? There's no
They did it out of pure love.
love for the game.
Yeah. You
That's
don't-
passion.
I mean, maybe 15 minutes of fame, but they don't get paid for it.
But
I mean, they spend hours doing that.
If they gave themselves up to get that 15 minutes, that defeats the whole purpose.
But they haven't. You're right. So they have not gained anything.
It's really for the love of the game.
I appreciate that.
I respect that so
Yeah.
much.
So anyway, preserve election integrity of Fat Bear Week.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to start rigging.
I want to get involved in the rigging of Fat Bear Week.
Yeah. I'm going to start sending emails.
Is that
Let's
like-
reach out to that guy.
Yeah, is that like kind of a, kind of like a farm system to actually just like hacking governments and everything? You're just like testing your skills on small time. And
Yeah, like
sorry,
if
I don't
you're-
mean to call Fat Bear Week small time, but
If you're like just getting into like the hacking game
Right,
or,
yeah.
or something like that.
cut
and
your
you're-
teeth on Fat Bear
and
Week.
It's like when you first join a gang and they are like, okay, you got to just like go beat up
Initiation.
a bum to be initiated.
Yeah.
This is like for anonymous or whatever. You got to just rig Fat Bear Week to get in.
Yeah, speaking of people beating up bums, I saw Terrence Jones at a Matador Mexican restaurant this past weekend.
Terrence Jones, a basketball player?
Yeah, Terrence Jones. He was from Jefferson High School. He played for the Rockets for a while. Back in, I think it was 2013, he was here in Portland, and he walked out of a nightclub, and there were bums who were sleeping in a doorway, and he goes, "Wake up!" and he stomped on both of them.
I think bum is a derogatory term now. I think you're not allowed to
We're
say
not
that.
allowed to say that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you are.
Yeah, there's like a
Or,
lot of
I think bum probably is the same, but I was
homeless person.
I was talking to somebody recently, and I said hobo dinner.
Huh.
You know, like the
I feel
campfire
like
dinners.
Hobo would be worse than bum.
I think both of them are pretty bad. You bum. Like nobody likes being called a bum, but they were like, no, I don't
Ya
think we
bum.
should call them that. Just call them campfire dinners. And it's
Bum
like,
is
okay.
also your ass, though.
Ooh. So you like being called an ass?
Depends.
My one of my grandparents got mad at me for referring to a police officer as a cop one time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just like, where's the line here? Citizen on patrol, isn't that an acronym?
I have no idea. That's news to me.
Yeah, I thought that's what that meant.
I've always called them pigs.
Oh.
Okay, calm down, everyone. Jesus, my cousin's a cop. I'm friends with cops. Chill.
Anything else to talk about non-sports related?
I do want to tell you guys that your friend Chad Dewing, who
Yes.
we had on the show, I think I mentioned this when he was on. He is really good friends with somebody that I work with, like an older guy. You know what I'm talking about. I don't want to say his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know who you're talking
It's
about.
kind of weird. You know,
Okay.
He's kind of the type of guy who kind of corners you in the office and talks your ears off.
Yeah.
But he had created, probably had it made, but he created it, anti-live golf merch.
Really?
And he's trying to sell it to a bunch of people at the office.
Anti-live golf merch.
Chad is?
No.
Oh.
This guy, his coworker.
Yeah. He's, obviously.
And
one
is
of
there
those
a
people.
huge market for that?
No. It's just that's how strongly he feels about being anti-live golf.
Wow, he seems pretty charged up about that.
Yeah. No kidding. Ow! God!
Woo! 15.
I don't forget that it's on. I have not forgotten that it's on. Just get it over. Can you just fucking just do all of them?
You want me to knock 3 out real quick?
it doesn't matter because they're still going to be double digits. But 3 in a row seems like it's a little much. 1 is a lot.
Okay.
I feel like you're cheating.
What do you mean?
You're knocking down 1, but everything I get feels more than 1.
I promise you, I'm pressing it one time.
One time.
Like it feels like the fucking.
But I think
the Demogorgon's grabbing my entire face. Is what it feels like.
Well, now you know how we felt.
Exactly. Well, so 15, right?
Yep. I'm pretty
15.
sure when Peter did it, we had full reign for the entire episode, no limit.
I barely touched it though, because I was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I remember it too.
I know. There's this weird like dichotomy or juxtaposition between like, oh, it's going to be such a terrible punishment where Miguel talks about having no mercy on us, but then we feel bad about it. So
yeah,
we're
because
like seeing each other in pain.
I only say it, but I'm actually nice when it comes to punishing you guys.
Okay.
Sure.
Are
Exactly.
you fucking kidding me?
Well, if nothing else from the non-sport side, I did want to bring back something that came from very early on in season 1, probably like even episode 1.
Pegging?
Yes, exactly. Which was a phrase.
That was episode 2.
An episode or a phrase in which you guys gave me a lot of grief for. Do you remember that phrase?
Thought exercise?
No, that I made up on the spot in
fucking underdog overdog.
Overdog. Correct. Well, guess what, boys? It has now come full circle, and our good friend of the pod, Kevin Hart, who has been doing
That short fuck.
who has been doing DraftKings advertisements, has adopted the term. Let me make sure that I've got the.
You should have trademarked it if he's using it.
Yeah, I should have.
Everyone loves an underdog story. You know why? Because it fills you with hope, makes you believe, right? Hold on now. Did you say any team? So now I can bet the overdog for underdog odds? Team overdog, where you at? Let me hear you.
That's weird.
Team Overdog, where are you at?
Overdog?
Team Overdog, where are you at?
I'm not getting on board.
You're
with
not
it.
on board with Kevin Hart's Overdog? I felt very good about that.
You know, ever since he like cheated on the mother of his children, I just really haven't
wow.
followed
All right.
a lot of the stuff that he does. So,
Huh. Was
Yeah.
speaking
When Rihanna got hit, did you ask what did Rihanna do?
I want to talk
You
about this.
victim blamer.
No, I am wondering why.
is this how you thought this was going to go,
No,
Peter?
it's not. I'm trying to get past this a lot because I don't think I have to defend myself against something I've never I've never talked about.
Okay, anyways, go on.
No, but like Michael Jackson was never canceled. I mean, maybe briefly, but like he was like almost like too popular to
I think he
to
was
cancel.
more just
was
like
he not?
He was more dead.
Yeah,
That's why
he
he
was,
wasn't
like, too
completely
dead.
canceled.
No. I
Too
mean, like
dead to be
there were
canceled.
trials. There were trials, right?
Yeah, but a lot of these trials were happening while he was dead.
Was he dead?
I don't
Yeah.
think. Yeah, they were not concluded during his living hours.
If Michael
his living
Jackson was
time,
alive
huh?
today, and granted, we don't know what the real truth is, whatever side you're on, if he was alive today, he would definitely be canceled.
yeah, he would be done.
He would be just as canceled as R. Kelly, if not more.
Okay, so
I don't know
Okay, so
about that,
posthumously, so posthumously, we find out all these things allegedly or whatever, and there were these trials about him. Okay, so we're still playing his music and everyone's fine with it. But like,
I don't
was he
think.
too
I don't
big
think
to?
everybody's
Not
fine with
everyone.
I mean, I was listening to the radio the other day, and like there he was, just
Like,
man in the mirror.
For instance, when we were talking earlier about songs and stuff that we wouldn't play at our wedding, I don't think we're going to play any Michael Jackson
Yeah. Okay.
because there's a good chance. I would say it's like close to a 50-50 split of people who are okay, not okay with it.
Right. I was just never. I don't know. I've been fine with Michael Jackson's music, but I've never been like, oh my god.
That's probably because you haven't seen the 4-hour HBO documentary.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't.
And if
You
you want
probably
to
haven't.
if you want to continue liking Michael Jackson, don't watch it. If you watch it, it's going to ruin it.
Yeah. So you think that I'll be charged up about it?
Yeah. Oh my god. That's what you guys are doing. You're dropping little hints here and there, like charge.
That's like the
shock.
fourth one, and you're just picking up on it.
Are you saying I'd be shocked?
Okay. And we're gonna talk about.
I probably should have just gone with that.
We're
It's
talking about
just
the
like a
Chargers
bad-
later, and you're gonna do it again.
I mean, we will. Yeah. So
Yeah,
now we're at
look forward to
13.
it.
Yeah. So it'll be 13.
13 left.
Okay. So are you guys real quick at your wedding? You say you're gonna have a DJ then, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that? Damn it! I told Lindsay I was gonna execute this one real good, but I've already failed. So
You just give up on your own joke. Jesus,
You're like 4 words into it.
It said, "What would a DJ name his son?"
What? What?
You're laughing at your own joke, and you haven't been able to deliver it.
What would a DJ name his son? Eric. Eric.
You found it so funny that you couldn't deliver
Eric.
it properly.
Eric.
We're gonna blow past it.
Eric. Okay. Okay, so more sports.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
I need to recover from that Eric joke.
All right. So we were watching on Saturday the Oregon State game, and we stayed there until the final seconds of it.
Yeah, both of you left.
We left with 40 seconds to go. Like, Lindsay was ready to fall asleep, and we walked away, and I turned it on as we get into the car, and there they went. And they ended
The
up
best
winning
part
that
is
game at Stanford.
Braxton left, you left, and me and Ashley were kind of picking stuff up around the kitchen. And then I go to the bathroom to take a piss, so I also missed the play.
Oh, you missed it too?
So
I was wondering
So
how...
I come back out, and Mitch goes, "You're not going to believe what just happened." And then...
Did he react? Or was he
I heard
quiet?
him. I heard him, but I saw the replay, and it was literally like the Stephon Diggs Vikings catch.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like.
Well, after I left Mitch's, I went and met up with Riley at the ship, and I literally walked in, and he goes, "Look at this," and it's literally they were like set hike, and the play went, and so I literally walked in right as it happened.
Insane.
Yeah, big win for the Beavs. Very happy for
Shouldn't have
them.
been that close against that shitty Stanford team, but a win's a win.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been that close with Alabama and Texas A&M. But, the rivalry between the two teams and Jimbo Fisher and such, I mean, Texas A&M had the opportunity to win that game, right?
Do you see that awkward back-to-back that they had? They were within like 5 feet of each other on the field while players were warming up, Jimbo and Saban.
And they didn't say a single word
And
to
they
each
were,
other, huh?
and it was like 10 minutes. And finally they both turn around, and it was like, "Oh, you're there." And
Oh,
shook,
hey, I
and
had
shook
no
hands
idea.
and like talked for a little bit. It was like both of you knew that he was behind you.
I'm sure Saban smelt him from a mile away.
I smell that cheetah.
Any other games that caught your eye from a college football perspective?
Trying to remember the games.
Kansas finally lost.
Yeah.
That was bound to happen.
Yeah, SC, I would have thought that was going to be upset alert. SC takes care of business.
UCLA, Utah.
The
Yeah,
UCLA-Utah
one.
game.
Yeah.
We did say UCLA was sneaky good, and they got the Utes.
Good rush defense there.
It was definitely an electric game.
Oh, okay. Yep, we got it. So that's 9. 9 left.
No, that's 12.
I'm sweating.
Are you?
Yeah. I wish it was colder.
Another game that really stood out to me, which was one that didn't necessarily get a lot of attention because of the conference that it's in, but it happened between Alabama State and Jackson State. And Deion Sanders, who throughout the week was kind of talking about how, this was a money game for them, even though it's a conference game. And then before the game, Deion Sanders is apparently like walking through Alabama State's warm-ups and everything, and the players are saying, like, fuck Deion Sanders and all of this. And after the game, which we'll put up on here, is the post-game handshake. Deion Sanders goes to dap up Eddie Robinson, the head coach of Alabama State, and do the little bro hug. And out goes the arm from Eddie Robinson. It says, I'm not giving you that. I'm not going to give you that hug.
I don't understand, though. He didn't push him away. He was shaking his hand. He had his other hand on his chest, kind of like an acknowledgement.
Sure,
No.
but Deion was coming around.
Yeah, Deion was coming in
For the
for the
down-
hug,
for the-
and he pushed his chest. And he says in the post game the same thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Here we go.
I guess me being up front is just like, I thought it was a lot of disrespect the whole week. And so you're not going to be disrespectful the whole week in the media. We didn't talk in the pregame. I was out there the whole time at the 50-yard line. He walked through our whole our whole huddle on our end zone and came a long way around and get to his side of the field in the pregame. Thought that wasn't classy at all. And so in the postgame, I'm not about to give you the Obama bro hug. You know, I'm going to shake your hand and I'm going to go on. I'm going to always be respectful and respect the game. You know, you got the great guys, W.C. Gordons, Eddie G. Robinsons, those guys, Marino Chasm. I'm living on the shoulders of the SWAC. He ain't SWAC. You know, I'm SWAC. He ain't SWAC. So he's in the conference and doing a great job. Can't knock that. Got a great team. Son should be up for the Heisman Trophy winner. I love Shador. Great player. I love what he's doing for the conference. Probably one of the best things we had since that Steve McNair when he was in there. Love all of that, but you're not going to come here and disrespect me and my team and my school and then want to bro hug me. Shake my hand and get the hell on. Period. You got the W. Great job. I hope he comes back next year. I pray he don't get a Power 5 job so we can play them next year in Jackson, and I pray they put us for their damn homecoming.
Here's the thing I'll say is Deion, obviously, he's constantly filming a documentary. I think they're like on season 3 of
showing off or something.
Filming this thing. He always does that same routine every pregame. He always does the full lap around the stadium. He does that every time, and he has the camera following him. And obviously, as you said previously, when he went through their huddle, they were saying some pretty obscene things, pretty fucked up stuff.
Right, because the documentary crew released some of the unedited footage of what they were saying to him as he was walking through.
So after this had all happened, Deion kind of was like, hey, I have a film crew following me all the time with microphones. If you don't think I have the receipts on this stuff, you're stupid.
Right.
So he started releasing all this stuff, and he had his own response in his press conference where he, as Deion does, prime time, he had some incredible lines.
Yeah, here it is.
One of the comments that kind of disturbed me out of all the comments, that I'm not SWAC. Who is? I got time today. Who is SWAC? If I ain't SWAC, who is SWAC? If I ain't SWAC, who is SWAC? If I ain't SWAC, who is SWAC? Baby, who is?
And then that became one of the best remixes that I've heard as well.
Who is SWAC? If I ain't SWAC, who is SWAC? If I ain't SWAC, who is SWAC? If I ain't SWAC, who is SWAC? Baby, who is SWAC? Who is SWAC? Oh, I wake up motivated. 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 I wake up trying to bless somebody, inspire somebody, encourage somebody, help somebody to the next level. I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today. I got time today. I got time today. I got time. I got time. I got time today. Who is SWAC? If I ain't SWAC, 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 who is SWAC? Baby, who is SWAC? Who is SWAC?
I do like that. That was his response was only about that comment though.
That a lot of
I mean, gosh, the guy knows how to respond to something.
Well, and the press conference went on longer. He definitely
addressed everything.
Said more.
Who is SWAC? Well, they have turned it into a bit of a rallying cry because today, walking into team meetings, Sanders had a custom sweatshirt made that reads, "Who is SWAC?"
Who is SWAC? Who is SWAC? Who is SWAC? Who is SWAC?
And the whole team starts chanting it.
I mean, somebody answer the question.
Wait for it. And on the back it says, "I am SWAC." So anyways, they have turned this whole thing on its head, which I'm sure that Mr.
Great marketing.
Eddie Robinson was not ready for. So, but yeah, it was interesting. I mean, again, you're talking about a guy who is a showman, a guy who is there to get under people's skin and to be boisterous and outgoing, like that type of individual, and he basically got into your head and
the
beat you pretty handily.
Yeah, that's the worst part is like, not only did he beat you pretty good, that he got so into your head that you're still thinking about it even after your loss, that your most focused point is him. It's like he beat you twice then.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, he beat you even before the kickoff.
Exactly.
Yeah. A lot of talk about, people and beefs and everything. We have this RG3 Colt who?
LeSean McCoy.
LeSean McCoy. I didn't even know which McCoy you were talking about. Twitter beefs.
LeSean
What do we got
McCoy.
here?
Did you guys not see this?
No, I had no idea what's going on.
Well,
I thought it was Colt McCoy. RG3 and Colt McCoy going after each other.
UT Colt, Mr. Colt McCoy.
Mean, they were trying to decide who's better out of Baylor and Texas, right?
Well, this all, it probably goes back that far, but RG3's just been really weird. I don't know if you guys have noticed it.
Yeah.
Like he's like trying to drop these weird one-liners. He's trying to like have I don't know what word.
He's trying to go viral.
He's trying to go viral.
Yeah.
He's trying to say
He's trying to
something
be a
that'll
shock.
catch
Yeah.
a shock factor type thing.
Exactly.
And I guess he had posted or had tweeted a screenshot of Melvin Gordon kind of eyeing Russell Wilson.
Right, yeah, that went viral after.
Like mean mugging him.
Right, there was a photo that went viral after Thursday Night Football in which Russ is sitting there and he's squirting a Gatorade bottle in his mouth, and then you have kind of a little side eyeball.
Which I totally
from
understand
Melvin Gordon.
where other ex-players are coming from. Like RG3 tweets that photo, so then LeSean McCoy responds and say, I don't know.
Take it easy on him. You experience this a lot more than Russ does.
Yeah, like kind of clowning on him. Like, you've gotten this look way more than Russell Wilson's gotten it. So then that triggers something in RG3, and he starts bringing it up. Old shit.
But yeah, he says, "Dang, you're still mad for out rushing you in a game." That's what he said there.
He basically said, like, you got beat in with a one-legged quarterback's rushing yards.
Yeah.
Versus your receiving and rushing yards combined.
Here's the full thing here, and it has a screenshot of both of their career stats. It says, "Dang, you still mad at me for out rushing you in a game, or was it that I had more rushing touchdowns than you had rushing and receiving that year, or for knocking y'all out of playoff contention in 2014? You had a great career without injuries. I would have had a better one."
The weird part is,
honestly, nice job, Robert.
RG3 in all of his responses, he just looked stupid.
Really?
He just looked dumber, and you do
because he
realize
doesn't sound dumb in that one.
He was basically, he looked like he was butthurt that he just kept responding to himself.
Okay.
I mean, he just kept
bad.
He just kept going and going and going, and LeSean McCoy's like, "I'm done. I just called you out for something stupid that you did."
He finished off by saying, would have, could have, but these are your numbers, and he had a screenshot of RG3.
And RG3 is so
that.
butthurt that he kept looking up old stats and is like, "I did this better than you." RG3 was known for winning the fucking Heisman. They're like, people quickly forget that LeSean McCoy is like a 6-time Pro Bowler.
No, obviously,
You know, it's
LeSean McCoy is a much better player.
He had a much better NFL career, so like he didn't need to respond to him. And RG3 is just he's basically talking to himself the whole time.
I mean, if he would have did that first tweet and left it there,
but he didn't.
That's how it always goes wrong.
It was pretty funny though. It's like because the best line is, "You've gotten that look way more than Russ." As bad as Russ is playing right now, you've gotten that look way more. And that really made him angry.
I will say, though, and I hope this isn't offensive, RG3 looks like a GTA character. Like, he looks almost animatronic.
Yeah, like, and...
Not in his movement, but, like, just in his structure.
Right, like, if he, like, kind of did that whole...
Not in his movement.
Right, but
you get what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
right?
but if he did start doing that little like floating video game character, it would be uncanny, is what you're saying.
Yes, absolutely.
Other beefs that were had, we'll jump to the NBA just because it fits the theme of the beef,
absolutely.
and then we'll get back into football. Is what went down between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors. And conflicting reports that come out, or a little bit here was trickling out about a skirmish that happened at Warriors practice. So then between Jordan Poole and Draymond Green, apparently Jordan Poole, who was set for a substantial pay raise and an extension coming up, had been gloating about how he was going to put in the best pool at his new house and call it the GOAT pool, the greatest of all time, the Jordan pool, after Michael Jordan, I guess. And saying that, like he wouldn't invite Draymond Green.
His name is Jordan Poole.
Right, calling it the Jordan pool after the GOAT, Michael Jordan.
I think he's talking about himself.
Oh, well, that's not how I thought it.
And... Wait, continue. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
Well, if I'm messing that part up, I thought that there was some sort of connection with Michael Jordan.
Okay.
And basically saying that, like, it was getting on people's nerves. Draymond Green responded. This was, like, before the actual skirmish happened. And then Jordan saying, well, you're not going to be invited to the Jordan pool then. It was just like, whatever. And then... the fight happens, and apparently what Jordan Poole had said was he called Draymond Green a triple single.
So this is where I've got to throw the red flag.
Okay, you're going to challenge
Red
it.
card.
I have seen so many different stories about the conversation. I've seen so many Notes app posts about the pool. And then I've seen one that mentions the pool only. I've seen one that mentions the triple single only. There's so many different things that have come out that I think that this is like, it must be like just a trend to go viral, because I don't think that the actual audio has come out.
No, it is not.
There's no audio. It's just a video.
Because I heard one that was like, there was some Michigan State girls that had come through, and Jordan Poole was, and they had like waved at Draymond Green, and Jordan Poole was like, they like guys who only get triple singles, and that's what caused it.
Sure. I don't think that from that angle you're ever going to be able to tell what was said. Someone will literally have to, one of the players will have to do it, but I mean, like you saw Bob Myers and you saw Steph Curry in the media ahead of this video being released, basically saying that it was nothing, right? Trying to minimize exactly what happened. And as it tends to do when video gets released of an incident, the video always looks so much worse than what we're supposed to take people's
honestly,
take people's words of.
You don't think this happens all the time in NBA practices? It
Yeah.
probably happens
all
like
the time.
It's happened 1,000 times. I mean, Jordan punched Steve Kerr. We don't have a video of that. Like, this happens all the time. It's the fact that the reason the Warriors are investigating who leaked the video is because that's what's making it a big deal.
Right.
However, we're never going to know what led up to that sucker punch, because that wasn't a fight. He fucking hit him. That's all. It wasn't a brawl.
Right.
But
I mean, he knocked him out.
Unless a video or unless an audio comes out, we're never going to know. My only opinion on the whole thing is if you're like Draymond loves to dish it. If you are gonna dish it, you better be able to fucking take it.
Right.
Don't be that old guy bad sport that loves to rag on everyone, and as soon as one thing is said to you, you fucking lose it and you put your hands on them. That's not a good look.
Well,
no matter
and
what's said to you.
that's another reason why I don't believe these, these transcripts that have come out of what has been said, because it's like that whole Poole story. It's like that's comical. Like, could you
it's childish.
Exactly. And even the triple single thing, like that is childish. I can't imagine somebody like Draymond Green would, unless it was like, hey, this has been an ongoing building thing with Jordan Poole. They hate each other. But I think we would have heard about it before this.
Yeah, I think that the triple single one actually carries water because of how Draymond disappeared in the playoffs last year, and people were labeling him like a triple single.
Yeah.
And like you now have a guy who is on the downswing of his career in Draymond, who is, still, I mean, he's been a role player, but I mean, like he's taking more of a role player mentorship role. He's, a legacy player at this point. And then you have Jordan Poole, who is primed for a large extension coming up, one that will come easier for him than I think that Draymond's extensions ever came up. I remember, him talking about wanting max extensions, and people were saying like, I don't know about that. So I think that there is that changing of the guard, and maybe there's a little bit of resistance on Draymond Green's front to not necessarily like accept that in a way, but
it's like not willing to take the shit talk from the little brother. He's not ready to give that up yet.
Sure. Yeah. And so again, and Draymond Green apologized, and he apologized to his family. He apologized to Jordan Poole's family and his parents. He apologized to Jordan. All of that stuff are, basically saying like, hey, sorry you had to watch me knock out your son. But, okay, so he did also say that it was bullshit that this video got released.
That's their main issue is the video got.
That seems to be the biggest problem.
There's like a high reward to finding out who leaked the video.
And the thing is I don't think that it probably came from within the Warriors themselves. I do think that like it made its way out there amongst like it made its way.
It's definitely an inside job. Who else would be allowed in practice?
Okay, I don't think that like here's the thing. I don't think that like a video coordinator like sent it to TMZ. I think that like it made its way to Jordan Poole's camp, and someone within Jordan Poole's camp sent it there, right? I think that it was willingly sent out amongst to Jordan Poole, for instance. Say he's like, I want this so I can show my agent, or that I can whatever, right? I think that like they clipped that, and then it leaked from there. So I think
I can see that happening.
So I think that there were like degrees of separation. I don't think that this was some sort of like video coordinator who then sent it to TMZ. I think that there were layers of that video where it was released to a select few of people, and then it got into the wrong hands, and then someone, because I've seen this before. I've seen this amongst athletes, and then they have their friends around them. They think that they're doing right by the player who they're associated with, and it just turns into this whole mess, right? I've been on the other side where people go, oh, hey, did you see what they wrote about you? And then they go, what'd they say? And then then the friend will just totally misconstrue what the article said to get more in good graces with the player. Oh, I've got your back. I've got your back. So then they build favor, right? It's this whole thing about like developing that, I don't know, hierarchy within a
Everyone's got a posse kissing ass all the time.
Right. So that's why I kind of think that maybe someone acted as a bit of a rogue agent within Jordan Poole's small circle and says, I'm going to do right by you, and I'm going to make this look very bad for Draymond Green. I don't think that it was someone within the Warriors themselves who sent it off to TMZ.
Every once in a while when you're, trying to, build and connect more on friendships, sometimes you just got to create a spark.
Okay.
Is it even working?
Yeah, the feeling. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
it just feels just like you're The whole face is getting grabbed by a spider web.
Oh, goodness.
There's 7 left, right?
No,
Okay.
11.
Final thing about Draymond Green and Jordan Poole. Do you think, and Draymond is still away from the team, he hasn't played.
He said he's stepping away to work on himself.
Exactly. He's not welcome back right now. Do you think that he finds his way off of the team via trade?
No.
You don't?
This is not a big deal.
Right.
This is not a big deal.
Okay.
This doesn't break up teams. This is only a big deal, and people are going to make it a big deal because we saw it.
Yeah, and it's going to be last week's news pretty quickly.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay.
When the NBA starts, no one's going to remember this. No one's going to leave the team because of this. It's going to be this shit happens all the time.
Yeah, because I mean, I've seen kind of trade rumors go around that would involve Draymond being part of a 3-way deal that would include Russ and the Lakers. It was in Draymond to the Lakers and Russ to
that would
where
be
was it?
something.
Indiana, Russ to Indiana, and like Miles Turner to the Lakers or something like that. But whatever. I do tend to agree a little bit where it comes to like these dust-ups happen a lot. The thing is that we don't usually see the video. Now we've seen the video. So
they just need a little bit of ticket sales right before the NBA starts.
When it comes to the Warriors, no problem selling out that arena, by the way. When it comes to the NFL, do we want to go roughing the passer? Do we want to go Matt Rhule? Or do we want to go... What way do we want to
breeze
go
over Matt Rhule? He was going to get fired. That was inevitable.
Right. Yeah.
That guy sucks.
I do think that it's a nice little motherfuck by Steve Wilkes, who made the decision after he was named interim to fire the defensive coordinator, which was kind of a nice flex. They must have had some sort of a beef in the background where he was like, "My show,
get the fuck out,
get out."
At this point, I don't know. From how much we've talked about Baker, if I blame Baker Mayfield for all the shit that happens on the field with him involved as QB, or I blame his coaches.
Yeah, and I mean, like he was dealing with Ben McAdoo as his offensive coordinator.
But at this point, shouldn't you know what type of quarterback Baker Mayfield is? And you should be able to coach him to not do anything outside of his comfort zone, and just to be able to manage it how he can manage it without doing too much. Overextending himself.
Because he's shown that if he has the right offense, he can be successful.
He can work it like Jimmy G. You don't need him throwing bombs. You don't need him risking himself, like overextending himself just to get hurt. He has Christian McCaffrey. He's one of the best NFL players right behind him.
Yeah.
He has Christian McCaffrey. He has 2 young, very good young receivers. Like, why is he doing too much?
If you put when you put him in the game manager role, I feel like that's probably his sweet spot.
Yeah.
Right? And that's kind of to your point about what is going down with Jimmy G to a certain degree.
He's not Josh Allen. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He can't do those things.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, the fact is, and they had kind of, you could tell David Tepper is the owner of the Panthers. You could tell how annoyed he was as this billionaire who was having to answer to a bunch of, just above minimum wage media members asking him questions and questioning his decision making. But the fact is that Matt Rhule should have never been the coach to start this year.
You can never trust a man who spits on himself.
and then also hires Ben McAdoo to be the offensive coordinator as well. So not a shock there, but now they're going to have Steve Wilkes as the interim for the rest of the year.
Have Matt Rhule at Nebraska. He can coach. He can coach the Huskers.
Yeah, I mean, at ASU that could be another spot for him too.
Find
Why
somebody
not?
better for ASU.
So
he was good in college.
I mean, he'll walk into another job, and that again, I say it every time one of these guys gets fired. Matt Rhule is going to get paid $40 million to walk out that door. He was given a 7-year contract when he signed, and he made it through 3.
He's only getting 26 of it.
Really?
Taxes.
Oh, sure. Well, whatever. That's still the dream. I mean, gosh, you're just like paid not to work.
Yeah, forget
it's
about
just
it.
so great. And I do think that there's a little bit of money that he'll have to get back up if he immediately walks into a college job, nor here nor there. But what is a major issue within the NFL right now is what is happening with the roughing the passer. We saw that. This is an overreaction to what has happened with Tua Tagovailoa, and we saw it at the end of the Bucs game, where the Bucs-Falcons game, where Brady was thrown to the ground and they threw a flag roughing the passer on a very normal sack. And then what happened on Monday Night Football with David Carr and Chris Jones of the Chiefs, in which was, I think that the one on Monday Night Football was even worse.
Was the most blatant one. Yeah, that's...
And the fact is that the referees, after the fact, still defended it.
I've never heard a crowd boo for so long.
For so loud and so long.
Especially for the Raiders quarterback, David Carr, you said?
Derek Carr, you know.
Hey, that's where I'm confused. I get protecting Brady. Why are you protecting Derek Carr? Isn't he on his way
or
out?
Or David. But I mean, gosh, the officials are lucky that it was halftime at that point.
Yeah.
Had that happened at the beginning of the third quarter, gosh, they wouldn't have.
You fuck with them Arrowhead fans? They were throwing shit on your way out.
Not at all.
Yeah.
It is an overreaction. I understand that Brady won to a certain, to the smallest degree because of that fling, right? That fling that they're trying to overcorrect for. The one that happened on Monday Night Football was just like, what is he supposed to do? Just levitate after he hits him? It was the first time roughing the passer came against a guy who ended up with the ball.
Yeah, and he very clearly just took the ball right out of his hands and just fell with the ball. And Derek Carr,
he just
was
went with
just
the momentum
in his way.
What is he supposed to do?
And the thing was, his full weight came down on him. It's you also teach that when you're going for a fumble or a strip and you're a defensive lineman, you go full weight down on that ball. You don't try to run it. Unless you have a very clear and open lane, you drop down on that thing as hard and as fast as you can and protect it with all of your might. So it's of course that's what he's going to do. Yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous. I'm thankful that none of them got a stinger or anything.
Okay, fuck. God damn it.
10 more?
10 more.
10 more.
Still double digits?
Yeah. But the one thing Tom Brady obviously is the leader in passing yards. How far do you think you could get in miles with Tom Brady's passing yards? How far from here?
I need a second to process that question.
Well, and you can look up Tom Brady's career passing yards.
How many?
He has over 50,000, right?
I have no idea.
What was your question?
How far could you get in miles with Tom Brady's career passing yards?
So Tom Brady's career passing yards is 85,929.
How far can I get in miles?
Pete's got his calculator up. I see he's
I'm
cheating.
still not understanding what the...
So
almost
yards.
Can I answer it?
Well, I just saw that you did the math.
I did the math.
So that, no, you can't. That kind of ruins what we're going for.
Oh,
completely.
you're trying to convert from yards to miles.
Yeah, so how far do you think you could get?
Is it 16 yards? How many yards in a mile?
16.
No.
16 yards. Never mind.
No.
Oh, no. In a mile. Okay. Let's see. So a mile is 5,000 feet, roughly. A little over 5,000 feet.
1,600 meters.
That might actually be right.
It is 1,600 meters.
Yeah.
It's 4 laps around the track.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get to miles.
All right.
I don't know the conversion.
Meters here.
It's, I think it's 49 miles.
Yeah. 49 and a half miles.
Per yard?
No. Do you know what a yard is?
Yeah, it's what's out front.
Let's.
So what's out front of a
Do
house?
you know
right?
what a yard is?
I think so.
Then
What's
tell
a
me.
yard? What's a yard?
16 inches?
No.
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 So like, we're talking about like yards on a football field, right?
Oh, like 100 yards. Okay.
Yeah. How much is 1 yard? Can you convert it into feet? Let's say.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Is 1 yard 5 feet?
No. It's 3 feet.
3 feet.
3 feet.
Yeah.
3 feet. Okay. So yeah, football field is 300 feet, and I believe there's how many feet in a mile? It's like 1,000.
No, 5,000.
5,600 something.
5,000.
No, remember what Coach Boone told Petey? It's 5,280 feet in a mile.
There it is. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, if you can imagine, that's a lot of miles.
The man has thrown the ball
49.5 miles.
He still looks good.
Nah.
This thought exercise did not go well for Miguel.
No, it was confusing as shit. I just had to deal with miles per gallon or miles per hour to kilometers in Canada, and I got confused as shit while I was driving.
The fact that you don't know what a yard into feet is pretty shocking to me.
Very shocking.
Okay.
Actually, that's
Can I move?
You're now
Yeah,
nine.
move
Yeah,
it.
you can
Move
move
it.
on. There you go.
It's stuck now. I'm sweating.
Yeah. What is this thing on the sheet that says Josh Allen runs like the girl from Taken? Where did that come from?
This is real dumb because I added that and I didn't even save the video.
Oh no.
So
you sent it to us on Instagram.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I did. So I did have
I
a way
did.
I did. Did you guys not look at it? You pieces
I
of
actually
shit.
did not look at it.
I did.
Look at how he runs. His arms are way down
You're
there.
right.
Look at. Why does he run like that?
Is he carrying groceries with
It
him too?
looks like he's practicing
I love
carrying all
how
the bags.
They just
Look at
go
us.
to the office guy. I forget his name.
Mose, yeah. Yeah, it does definitely look
has
like
the
Mose.
Mose run.
The Mose run.
Oh,
It's
goodness.
so weird. And this guy could throw it like 100 yards.
I was very, very dialed into this Browns matchup with the Chargers.
Okay, I knew that was
All
coming.
right.
I was
Okay,
waiting.
good.
8 left.
How many?
8 left. 8 left.
I'm damp.
Quite a wild ending because we're not going to do it every time we say Chargers. Okay, so
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Los Angeles ends up taking the lead. They have the ball near midfield, have the opportunity to win the game if they convert on 4th down. They go for it on 4th and 2, and they hand the ball back to the Browns to try and win the game.
That's right.
Which, again, the analytics would say to go for it. And if you go for it, you automatically win the game, blah, blah, blah. Even Keenan Allen was tweeting he was back in Los Angeles. He was like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, kick the ball away. Like, I mean, the thing is, if you give the ball up, they literally have to go, like, 10 yards to, like, get to a point where the guy can kick a field goal and beat you. So why not kick the ball away and then make them go an extra 50 yards to try and make that same field goal? Or you get the 4th down and you convert on 4th down and then you win the game, which is what they were trying to do.
I'll tell you this. There's 3 things I took away from that game. Number 1, there's a complete letdown from the game last year.
Yeah.
Number 2 and 3 kind of tied together. Are 2 things we already knew. Browns have a horrible kicker because this is not his first bad week.
Is it?
Yeah, he missed 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
and the week before that.
I mean, when the game's on the line, you gotta have a guy that is gonna.
Cade York, right?
Rookie, yeah.
Yeah,
and last but not least, Brandon Staley's decision making has always been fucking suspect. That guy sucks. You need to get him out of this. Isn't the first time he's had I'm sketched out by his decision making. He's had already a couple games where he did it this season. He did it all last season.
I do agree. I do think Brandon Staley ultimately is holding the Chargers back.
When you look at that fourth down, I understand his rationale, but again, you have to kind of you have to take the analytic side and you can't treat it as gospel, right? You can't let AI or something dictate everything that you do, right? There has to be the human element to say, I understand what all this is saying, but I'm going to overrule this. And again, his rationale was, we like the matchup with Mike Williams, which is who Justin Herbert threw it to. On the day, Williams had 10 catches for 134 yards. He was going up against a rookie cornerback. They like that matchup. I understand all of that still. Guy made a play, and it almost cost you a game. So,
well, and honestly, I think I said this exact same thing last week. After that after he missed that kick, it was like, well, that's the Browns being the fucking Browns.
Yeah, at home, beautiful
fucking
day.
Browns, man.
So
that's exactly. I think I twexted.
You twexted us?
I twexted you guys that exact thing. Fucking Browns, man.
Dude, how do you feel about this whole analytics are just going with your gut? Do you side with the whole analytics play? What the percentages are telling you should do, or just do what I'm not on the field, so I'm do what feels right in that moment.
I think that kind of what I said there was lean on analytics to tell you a story, to kind of guide you in a direction, but ultimately just be the person who is not totally, beholden to those, and be a free thinker, to be a person who goes I understand what this means. If we get this, we're gonna win. But if they're right in line, just kick the ball away. But.
Yeah, I think if I was a coach, I would lean on analytics and follow analytics probably 70% of the time, and then I would leave that 30% for experience and best judgment.
Which is not your subscribing theory at all.
I don't know. I just don't trust the game anymore.
Sure.
You know what makes me this kind of goes back to the roughing the passer topic that we had. Ever since I watched that Tim Donaghy Untold, I don't trust any pro sports anymore. Because it's I used to try and justify these bad calls as these people probably never played the game. You can't tell what roughing the passer and a normal hit apart. And now I'm there's no fucking way you can't tell. You've either played or you've been doing this long enough that you know the difference between a normal form, good tackle, legal, versus a roughing the passer. So watching that documentary tells me you're trying to control this game the way you want it to.
Yeah.
And I'm all sketched out. So,
well, and I think always in sports, rules progress and things like that, but I think this is a little too reactionary to a current event. And it's a little too obvious. Obviously the Tua thing happened and the NFL is immediately responding, but they're overplaying their hand a little bit. And almost trying to show off, oh, look at us. We're so good at handling and reacting to the situation. When it's you haven't changed any rules really. You're just reacting better. So you're also, in turn, admitting to the fact that you haven't been really reacting and paying attention to these rules that have already been in place in the correct manner.
Yeah. No, I get that.
It's weird shit, man.
Anything else that you guys want to talk about before we get to the upcoming week of football contests?
Well, real quick, there was a very cool story I saw, speaking of rules and weird rules.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, it's okay. Funny enough, a city that Miguel mentions a lot when we talk about Utah is Jordan, South Jordan specifically. and the Jordan High School Beat Diggers were
It's really their fucking name.
The Beat Diggers.
Jesus.
We're playing the I think it's the Cottonwood Knights, and Jordan was up by 2, and in high school, U.S. High School Athletic Association high school football games and in NFL games, there is a rule where you can get a free kick or field goal, meaning there is nobody on the opposing team on the
block
field.
it.
So if it's under 2 minutes and you do a fair catch
Off of a punt.
So Jordan was up by 2 against Cottonwood. They were backed into their own end zone,
So
and
they had to kick it away.
they had to punt it away. Cottonwood catches the ball, fair catches. They had 3 returners back to field this punt because they knew of this rule. They fair catch the ball at the 37-yard line, Jordan's 37-yard line. They enact this rule, tell the ref, hey, we're going to take this free kick. So they have an uncontested field goal from the 37-yard line to get the 1-point victory. They hit it, game over.
That's a rule across all high schools?
And NFL.
I have never heard of that.
So they had an
Me neither.
uncontested free kick field goal to win the game.
I've never even seen that.
I've never even seen a play where the other team isn't allowed on the field. I didn't know that
I
was...
wonder if players even know about this.
Bill Belichick knows about this. Let's be real.
Yeah, I'm
Bill
sure he
Belichick
does.
knows about this.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I kind of want to see that in the pro game at some
Wouldn't
point.
that be so... Like, imagine that punt that went off the guy's ass.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that landed in the end zone. It ended up being like a safety.
It did.
But imagine that, like, they fair catch it at, like, the 10-yard line. It's the end of the game. And they just say, hey, we're going to go for, like...
A free kick field goal.
That would be crazy. But can you imagine the people in the stands at that high school game?
I'm just shocked. I've never heard of this before.
No idea what the fuck is happening. Like, where's our players? Why aren't they on the field? I don't know why they have southern accents, but I can imagine that's what
Now, don't you talk that mess.
Don't you talk that mess.
I was telling Braxton this on the way here. I don't know if you have been, obviously I've been taking it, but Walsh had put out a teaser for last week. Sure. And it started with the London game with the Giants and the Packers.
Right.
And I also placed it. And right when the game was over, I was paying attention to the very end of it. I was like, fuck yeah, 1 down. And then I see him post a second teaser right away, replacing the Green Bay game. And so I commented, and I was like, what are you doing? I was like, you're just replacing the 1 pick. Why? And he's like, well, in the sports books, not DraftKings and other books, a tie is a win. But DraftKings, a tie is a loss.
Oh, really?
And some of you, it's like most of the
on
people
the
who
monster
bet
teasers.
on
yes,
the monster teaser. So when you tease it, a tie is a loss with on DraftKings. So he's like, a lot of people bet DraftKings, so I wanted to replace it. I'm like, replace it? Why? They got a safety. We're good. I realized he posted that teaser on Tuesday or Wednesday. I was in Canada. I couldn't place it.
Right.
He had Green Bay +5.
Okay.
I was able to place it when I got back to Portland and got a half point on Friday at Green Bay +5.5. So that safety was clutch. He lost his teaser on DraftKings.
Man.
It's the only bet I won this weekend.
Nice.
How excited were you when you saw that?
The
safety? Because
safety?
how often do we lose bets by like that half point that we don't get or whatever?
The fucking safety. I was like, and I couldn't remember it was if 5 were a tie, and like I couldn't remember if I had it. I knew I had it at 5.5, but I was pretty stoked when I saw that safety. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe this happened.
This is something that I didn't realize until recently, that DraftKings allows you to place in-game anytime touchdowns.
Mm-hmm. Live?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that until...
That's another way to lose money, so
be
thankful that
it was because Travis Kelce was like -150 to start the game. as an anytime touchdown. He ends up getting 4. But at the end of the first quarter, he was like at minus 105 or something like that. So it's like I just put $10 on it, and then probably should have put a multiple touchdown on that. But yeah, I mean, the odds definitely increased in my favor.
The craziest shit about that is he got 4 tugs and not even 30 yards receiving.
Isn't that wild? He had like 35 fantasy points and still barely.
I mean, if you
barely did anything.
If you think he got his normal receiving yards, then he would be at like at 100 something. What are you guys doing?
Is it not working?
I haven't gotten the shock.
Got to turn it on.
Here, let me see.
It's pretty wet.
It's wet.
Oh my God! It's just been. Now I get why they tell you to not leave this on your dog all day, because it just pierces into your skin.
Yeah.
Hold it down. Hold down the button. Okay.
It's off.
Well, it looks like we stop at 8 left.
Okay, it's back on.
Not against
Is it vibrating?
Yeah.
Okay, don't do it while he's putting it on. Let's not do some dumb shit now. Ow! Okay.
Yeah.
6 left.
6 left. All right. Well, maybe make it 5. There you go.
Okay.
Well, we don't have much time
Fuck.
left. The last thing we're going to get to tonight, we don't really have a punishment, is this wonderful thing.
What do you mean
that
we don't
happened.
have a punishment?
Well, I mean,
Okay.
we're not. What, 4 now?
Jesus fuck,
All
man.
right, cool.
It's like stronger now that you put it back on. You did something.
Is what happened with the in the NBA G League.
Oh, you fat.
His name is Steve. Oh, you fat.
You know what's shitty? Do you see the whole thread on this post?
Yeah.
Everyone's saying the same thing. It was like, he's wearing Zion's jersey.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's clown. Okay. Fuck.
Never talk to Zion like that. Well, my favorite part is that his name Steve is Steee, or like 2 or 3 E's. So Steve, oh you fat.
This hurts my temple.
For 3.
How many left?
There's 4 left.
No. Fuck you.
There's 4 left. That's a vibrate.
There
You guys
go.
went wild right when he put it back on. You did like 5 in a row.
That was just the vibrate.
No, you shocked me.
No, I did.
You
I
shocked
did one.
Whatever, man.
Should we just knock the last 4 out?
I don't want to answer these questions. Do what you got to do. Okay.
Da-na-na-na.
3.
Da-na-na-na.
Okay, then get him over with. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Now we got 2. You want to get one in, Pete?
Oh, he's gonna press the
You can
fuck
do the
out
last
of this.
2.
Okay.
That was vibrating.
I will chop off your dick when it's your turn. We're all just sitting here waiting for you to do this. This is fucking terrible.
All right. Last 2.
Last 2.
Clear
That was-
eyes.
Full hearts.
Can't lose.
Woo!
Congratulations,
Okay, that's
Juan
enough.
Miguel. That's enough.
Love you guys.